Hi, I'm Bob Vila. Lots of action here today from top to bottom. We're going to give you a tour of the basement where we've really discovered a disaster. And we're also going to talk about replacing our arch-topped window. In fact, we'll go out to Pella, Iowa to tour the plant where they're making one for us. And inside, we're putting in our Parallam beam so that we'll create a huge, beautiful living room in the front. And in the back, we're putting in a steel beam to create a big bedroom suite. So stay with us. It's good to have you home again.
Sears presents Home Again with Bob Vila.
Ah, great. I see we've got our temporary support wall in place. Hi, Ron.
Hi, Bob.
How you doing?
Good.
Demolition is all complete. And you've gotten all the walls out of our way. You can see the tracks, the ghost of where they were. You know, what's a little confusing is that I know we've taken out the bearing wall, but I thought it was a bearing wall because you had the ends of two joists meeting there on top of that wall. And they look like one solid piece.
Well, sometimes you can have two joists meeting on a bearing wall, but in this particular building, we have a clear spanning joist, okay?
The full 25 feet?
The full 25 feet,
Huh.
and the bearing wall went underneath it to keep the joist from bowing down.
So that it wouldn't sag down.
So it wouldn't sag down.
I hear you. So we're going to be replacing that with this hefty beam right here.
Right, and this thing is about 15 feet long, and there's going to be a
all the way
post-
from the door
right.
to back here.
Right, there'll be a post at both ends to support this thing. But before we can put it in, we have to do some prep work in the basement, which we've just got started. And why don't we go take a look?
Let's take a look, yeah.
You're going to like this, Bob.
Oh, boy,
This is the
disaster.
essence of construction down here.
This is awful.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be replacing this staircase eventually, but, oh, hi, Bill.
Hello, Bob.
Bill Bauhs, our
you?
architect.
Hey,
Now,
Bill.
Ron.
How you doing?
We're all set now. I got an architect, I got a contractor, I got working drawings,
Nice.
and I got a disaster on my hands here, I think. I thought we had a concrete slab throughout this basement. We only
Just in
have
the
it
back.
just in the back. And I didn't realize that what we had here was what looks to be nothing but a bunch of old boards that have been laid on the dirt back in 1910, and layers and layers of linoleum. God, probably dig up some worms and go fishing. What's going to happen here structurally?
Well, the new footing is in place. That's going to take a new beam right here.
Okay, so this is a brand new poured concrete footing down
That's right.
here. And Ron, how deep does this go?
That goes down about 12 inches.
Uh-huh. And then this footing was here.
That's the existing footing,
It's
correct?
just a rock, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
It's a
just
piece of
little
limestone.
Piece of limestone.
So how do we change things around?
Well, the footing is located to be directly under the line of support from the column above that's
Okay.
supporting both the second floor and the roof.
Okay.
Quite high loads.
All right, so we'll have a new post here, and they line up with the one above, and we'll be making them out of the same man-made beams, right?
Yes, that's right.
Good. And this one just gets knocked out.
You just take it out.
At the very end.
Wonderful. Well, that's easy enough to do, but I mean, we have a situation where I know that your architectural scheme is for the eventual development of this space, but not right now because of what we were trying to use as a budget. And we've talked about doing this whole two-flat remodel for $75,000, $50,000 for unit number one, the ground floor, and $25,000 upstairs. This is going to blow that budget, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that we're looking at increasing our budget by about $6,000 to $7,000, but that'll give us a completely finished space down here, not just digging out and concrete. Be drywalled, lighting, heating.
So you've already worked up a cost?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
With a number of holes that are already in the floor, you know, for the water meter and for the footing, you might as well just do it now.
You might as well,
You
yeah.
might as well.
That's everybody's nemesis. Anytime you're trying to remodel something, you might as well do this now. And you've, of course, already worked out a price for us. How are you going to dig this out?
Only one way, by hand.
Yeah, that's tough. And how much digging is there? Just about 8 or 10 inches?
About that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you might as well. Okay, so I see we do have a finished water service, a new copper pipe coming in from the street. And how are we going to deal with this disaster over here?
But we have a new water meter that we have to put on there.
The meter goes on
The meter
this
goes
location?
on there, and after the meter goes on, we're also going to set it up with a remote meter to the outside, so when they need to read it, they don't have to come in your house.
That's
and
great.
They can do it when you're not at home.
That's great. And then, of course, the distribution for the rest of the building starts here.
Right.
Does it go in the slab that
No,
we're going to
it's going to
pour?
run overhead.
Oh, it'll go vertically. I see.
Which now, if we end up redoing the space down here, we'll make it a lot nicer because we can, bury it and enjoy space.
How would you deal with this architecturally?
Well, certainly you don't want a box in the corner that's just covering up the meter. I think the proper thing to do here is to have a window seat that goes the entire width of the bay, and to actually take this end of the bay with a crescent-shaped window and to make a feature, a focal point out of it.
Uh-huh.
This is a solid masonry wall here. What we do is fur it out to provide insulation and new drywall finishes.
Okay, so that you would build a new wall, insulate it, then build what they call a banquette,
Right?
which would be like a small window seat.
Right, and then we'd have a very broad sill here, which would be quite nice, and I think a pair of pilasters on either side to support this arch-like motif.
Pilasters are just like, take a column that's round and slice it down the middle, take a section of it, and then you have half a column
That's right.
pasted onto a flat wall anywhere. That's a
Exactly.
pilaster. And so that could be quite cool with the round and then I like
Exactly.
that idea. How did the window break?
Well, unfortunately, Bob, we had to take the old window frame out. We wanted to make a template. And in the course of taking it out, it got a little heavy and cumbersome, and we dropped it, and the glass broke. And it's one of
Well,
those
we were
things.
going to replace it anyway. I mean,
Right.
we wanted to get a nice new window that was
We wanted to make sure that we had a template that
Yeah.
mirrored the exact
Yeah.
opening. We didn't want any mistakes with an expensive, window
Right,
like this.
sure, exactly. That's a good idea. Okay, well, we'll have to get some plywood on that, just board it up so,
yeah. At the end of the day here,
so
we'll
that nobody
board it up.
wanders in. Good. All right, well, I think we're agreed that we've got to do it, right?
Absolutely.
Good, thanks, fellas. Right now, we're going to have to break for some messages, and when we come back, we'll be in Pella, Iowa, with Steve Klein, the line foreman at the window factory there. We're going to find out how they make these windows, so stay with us. How much lumber do you use here?
Well, we use about 10 rail cars a day of lumber. Takes a lot of wood to make wood windows.
Yeah. Well, what's happening here?
So first when the lumber comes in, Bob, it's ripped to the proper width. Here they're chopping it to length to be used for the various parts throughout the factory.
Okay. And what other materials do you use?
Well, we use a lot of aluminum extrusion for the cladding on the exterior of our windows.
Okay, let's take a look.
Let me show you where that's at. The extrusion arrives here by a truckload, and the first thing that we have to do is paint it, which is being done here.
Okay.
It's loaded onto this continuous conveyor where it's painted, and then the primer and the top coat is baked onto a hard finish.
Okay, so that when it comes out at this end over here, it's all ready to go into the manufacturing process.
That's right, it's ready to go.
Now, they're all white?
No, this is just what's being painted right now, but we offer any color that an architect might decide he would like to have.
Good. Well, I'd like to see how you make a circle head.
Okay.
Okay.
The circle head assembly process begins right back here, Bob. This is where the wood and the metal come together. First we use a piece of what we call rubber wood.
Rubber wood? It looks like Ponderosa to me.
Well, what it is a piece of veneer
Yeah.
that has small blocks glued onto the back of it so that we can bend it into any shape that we want.
That's how you make the circle, yeah.
That's how we do it. Then along with this piece of extrusion right here, which becomes the exterior surface.
That's aluminum that's been extruded into that shape.
That's correct, our aluminum cladding. That is put on there and then bent into the proper size unit.
This, of course, comes in any color you want, right?
Any color that you want.
How do you bend the aluminum and the wood together?
Well, Jim's doing that right over here. Let's take a look.
All right. He's making these big circular ones, right?
That's correct.
Oh, look at that. Now, what's the white stuff that we're looking
Well,
at?
what that is for is just to protect that cladding while it's being bent.
Okay.
So it doesn't become scratched or deformed at all
Yeah.
during this process.
And so what really keeps the bend is the metal extrusion, right?
That's right. The wood is flexible enough that it will conform to whatever the metal, whatever shape the metal is holding.
Sure. And there you go. He's bent a circle head.
That's right.
That's impressive. What's the next step?
Well, the next thing that we have to do is cut it to length. Now this is where we cut our heads to length. We measure our arc length And then we cut the wood and the clad at the same time.
So that blade is going to go through the aluminum and the wood at once.
That's correct. We cut them on a miter joint. It's actually about a 43.5-degree angle. As you can see, it cuts both all the way through at one step. Next operation is where we actually assemble the head and sill so it becomes a unit.
All right, she's cut off the sill as well, right?
That's correct. Vera cut the sill over on the saw at the same time that she was set up on the head.
Yeah.
We'll take 3 screws and put through the wood and 1 that goes through the cladding so that we hold the miter joint together tightly all the way across the unit.
And then it's ready for glazing?
Then it's ready for glazing. We'll put the glass in it down here.
Yeah.
This is the last stage of our operation down here. This is where we glaze the units.
Now it is thermal safety glass or just thermal glass?
It is thermal glass. It's 3/4 inch IG is what we use.
Okay.
We seal the miter joints with a urethane that's injected into the corner.
Yep.
And the glass is laid in. After the glass is laid in, then we put the interior stops in, which is done over here. As you can see, we use segmented stops.
These are not laminated. These
No,
are actually cut out of...
That is correct. Those are clear pieces of pine.
And she has to trim them down.
She trims them down. Each unit is
Oh, she just takes them down on a belt sander.
yeah.
Yeah.
Stops in every unit are fit to that unit so as to ensure a good tight
It's
fit.
good and tight. And then where do you nail them down or glue them down or what?
No, the next step is over here, and we screw those stops in. That's done from the exterior. We drill a hole,
Yep.
and then put a screw in so that the interior surface of those stops is a clear, unmarked surface.
You won't see any kind of nail heads or screw heads, right?
No screw heads, no nail heads or anything.
Beautiful. Now, how can you ensure that the weather's not going to get through this unit?
Well, we do a lot of testing to our units.
Can we see your testing facility?
Certainly, no problem.
Great. So what kinds of tests do you put the windows through?
First testing that's done here is UV testing,
Yeah.
which is accelerated weathering, which tests the durability of the weather strip and sealants and aluminum finishes and how well they hold up under the sunlight.
Right.
It also simulates seacoast conditions and acid rain.
Oh, really?
Yes. Next area here, we're doing some endurance testing, which is repetitive opening of a double-hung window.
Neat.
We also make a sunroom, and we're stress testing that main beam under intense pressure.
Unbelievable. And what have we got here?
Well, this is our air and water infiltration test wall. We can simulate rain conditions that are up to 24 inches an hour of rain and winds that are up to 200 miles an hour.
That's a hurricane and a typhoon all put together, right?
Those are certainly strong storm conditions.
Unbelievable. Well, Steve, it's really been an exciting tour.
Well, thank you.
Thanks for showing you how you make the
Pleasure.
windows here. And we're going to have to break for a couple of messages, and then we'll be back in Chicago, so stick around. Okay, we're back, and we're going to raise this beam up. Actually, Ron and I are going to get out of the way so that
John, Lenny, and Mohammed are going to raise it up.
John, Lenny, and Mohammed are bearing the weight.
Okay. Y'all ready?
That's the way you do it. That's it.
Okay, a little more. Give me some more. There you go. All right. I'm in place.
Okay. And then you're going to do the same thing over here.
Raise.
Ladder's under it. And put another shoulder on it.
Y'all sliding. Come towards me. I got it now.
Yeah.
Hang on, John, hang on.
Hold.
Take it easy.
Okay.
Take it easy. All right. Lenny, come on up. One step. One more step. I got you, Lenny.
I'm going up with it.
Ready?
I'm gone.
Okay.
Come back. Okay. I ain't in though. I'm talking on hold it. I'm in. I'm in now.
You're in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, what's next?
All right, John, take this and shim up that end.
Okay. Hold it level, Lenny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good.
In there.
Okay. Like that. Okay.
So what's going on now?
Okay, Mohammed's going to put the final post in right now.
Okay. You gotta kick it in?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, ready?
Okay, now we're putting a similar post at the other end.
Right.
Okay, so we're toe-nailing in some 12-penny nails. And that looks like a 20-ounce waffle head he's hammering,
Yeah.
right?
That's it.
Yeah. Okay, now he'll have to put a couple of nails in the other post, and then we can take down this temporary wall, right?
That's right.
Super. Boy, what a difference this will make, huh?
This is space now.
Absolutely. You can just span the whole area, and all of it carried with a big wooden beam. Now, in the back, we've got to remove masonry and hold up part of that
Right,
masonry wall,
right.
so we can't use wood, right?
We have to use steel back there.
Let's take a look.
Okay.
All right, so the steel is already in place here. Where do you get the steel beams?
Well, I bought these from a local welder who has a lot of steel out in his yard.
So it's secondhand steel.
Secondhand steel. Okay.
What do you pay for this?
We pay $250 for 2 of them.
How come 2?
Well, the reason we have to use 2 is that we have an extra wide wall here. It's 12 inches thick.
Yeah.
Okay, and one beam would be too big to span this 12
Yeah,
inches.
so
We couldn't handle
They're
it.
going to go side by side,
by
and they're
side.
going to go from one corner up there, 10 feet across, to another masonry pier over here, so that we can get rid of all this stuff
Right.
and have the opening. You know something? That is kind of defying gravity up there. You've got all these bricks, which are the bottom of this continuing wall, right?
It's the bottom, and it does defy gravity, but fortunately
You
we
got tons of brick up there.
tons of brick, and we're using these supports here that we call needles to hold those tons of brick up.
That's what's supporting those
Right.
tons of brick. Is this ready to go in place?
This is ready to go. It's beam time. Mohammed, John, and Lenny, let's
I'm
do
going to
it.
stand back.
I'm going to stand back to it.
So what are we going to do with all this rubble, Ron?
This is not rubble, Bob. These are 12 cents a piece.
Use brick. Great. We'll be back after some messages. And that's about a wrap for this week. Come home again next week when we'll be digging a hole in the cellar, taking it all out by hand with the help of a conveyor belt. We'll also be talking with a heating expert who's going to help us figure out what kind of heating equipment to put in the second floor. And down here, we'll be putting up our new partitions, but we're using metal studs. So don't miss it. Till then, I'm Bob Vila.